What's up everyone? I have some bad news for you. What we are going to do today is we are going to delete the profile. Why? Well, we created the profile just to learn what is a one-to-one relationship. But this time I'm just going to remove it because this type of application doesn't require an implementation of a profile. So we can just remove it. This application will only need a user and the nodes. We did the idea of the profile just to teach you what is a one-to-one relationship. Okay, so we remove it from here. We're going to remove it from here too. And now we have a lot of dummy data in our backend, and we are going to get rid of all of the data because we want to start with the front end and we want to have real data, not the random data that I added. Cannot import profiles or sub models. Somewhere I have the profile imported. Profile, yep, so just remove it from here too. Okay, and now where's this again? So views, I remove the profile, it's removed. In the models we don't have it, in the apps we don't have it, and in the notes I don't have it. It should be fine. So let's run the server. Cannot from models import. This one is in the serializer, so we need to remove it from here too. Okay, so I know it's sad, but we don't need it, so I don't want to make it too complicated for a beginner tutorial. Okay, that's the idea. We're going to have a lot of more tutorials. We are going to have a lot of more relationship. We added the profile just for you to learn what is a one-to-one relationship, but we don't need the profile. We already have a user with username and email. We don't need to extend it that much for a Notepad app. Okay, let's delete all the data from the backend. So Python manage.py flush. This is going to delete everything from our backend. Yes. Wasn't able to run. I want to see why. Actually, we need to hit some migrations firstly because we deleted the profile. And it's just flush and everything got deleted. Okay, let's create again old profile. Python manage.py create super user. So this is my username, this is my address, this is my password. Okay, now what I want to do is to start the front-end project. Open a terminal. You need to go into the path where you have the project. So I have it into the project notepad, so I need to go to the desktop. I need to go to the project notepad where I have the backend, and I want to say npx create, but firstly you are going to need to make some installation. So open the Google and search for download Node.js. Click this one and get the required installation for your computer. Maybe you're on Windows, maybe you're on Mac. I recommend to get the recommended for most users. So I'm going to hit Windows installer and I'm going to show you how to install it. It's just a basic installation. Just hit install and it's going to be fine. If you had troubles, I'm sure that you can find a little tutorial or something, but it shouldn't be having troubles. Just click install and everything's fine. After you have the installation, you need to say Python, go to the project folder where you have the backend and say npx create React app and let's call it frontend. If you ever don't, actually if you're not having the same output as me, so maybe the npx doesn't work for you, maybe the Python manage.py run server doesn't work for you. Maybe the pip install doesn't work for you. Whatever. Don't quit. You can't search for the error. You can search for the installation properly for your computer. So don't quit. I can't provide you with all of the methods of installing something. I'm telling you what you need to install. If it doesn't work, there are thousands of tutorials for 1 minute, 2 minutes of how to install npx, but it should work if you have Node.js. But if something happens, just search it. Don't quit. Okay, this is going to take a couple of minutes. I think around 2 minutes, but I'm going to skip the video. After the creation of this folder, we need to, let's just open folder, go to where you have the project. Mine is called project notepad, and until now we had the environment and the backend, but now we are going to have a folder named frontend because we created it right now. Okay, let me just close the backend for a second, and from what you can see, we are going to have the frontend. It's like how Django created the base for our back. For the frontend, we are going to use React. Okay, I'm going to provide you with some basic knowledge. So the React is a single page application. It's going to help us create a single page application. It's a framework, and the magic is that it's only a page that renders the specific component that we want to show. How stuff works, I'm sure that you know about HTML at least a bit. The functions are going to return the HTML. That's the idea. So the functions are going to return the HTML that is going to be printed on the screen. So this is the main function, app. Okay, if we go to the front end and say npm start, and again, if something doesn't work, just search it. So npm start, this is going to run the server development for our frontend as it did for the backend. So you can see the localhost 3000. In the back we had 8000. It's going to take maybe a couple of seconds, and you can see the first page, which is this one, but it's just a function named app which is returning the HTML, and this return HTML is going to be printed on the screen. We can just delete this and say a paragraph hello, and you can see a little hello right here. Okay, now the idea is going to be that I don't want to have only one function. I want to have more functions. A function that is going to render the main page, a function that is going to render another page. I don't know, we're going to have more pages. So let's create a little folder, new folder, and call it pages or screens, whatever. And create the first screen, new file. So it's going to be named home screen, and we need to use the capital, and let's add a JavaScript. And we just need to import React from React. And it's not even required. Let's create a function named home screen, and this function is just going to return some HTML, which is going to say hello home screen, and we need to export it. So export home screen so we can use it. Export default home screen. We can see it, of course. Let's create another page, new file, note screen. So we are going to have a note screen. Again, let's copy this one, paste it right here, and let's call it note screen. Let's say that's all. We are going to have 2 pages, hello note screen. Okay, and the app can call one specific function, but I want to make the app to render some routes. So the app is not going to be the one to show the page. The app is just going to be representing the path to the page that you want to render, so the home screen or the note screen. So how we can do this? We need to go to make some installations. So go to the front end and say npm install react router DOM. After this got installed, you can just import it. So import React router DOM. Let me just see. Okay, it got installed. So import route and browser router from React router DOM. And now the app is going to return a browser router. This is going to have the routes of the app. We are going to have two routes. So the routes to go to the main page, so the classic page, and the route to go to the, let's say, Note page. And if we are going to be into the regular path, we want to call the component that we created home screen, and make sure that we import it. If we are going to go to the Note page, we need to import the component Note screen. And just a second, this one should be path, and this one should be component, but you don't need to add the brackets. Add this. And now if we go to our React, we can see the hello on screen. Why? Because we are in the regular path, so in the base path. And what happened? We rendered this browser router. So the function app rendered browser router, which searched in the routes for the regular routes, for the base route. And it went into the component, went here, and this function just returned the HTML that we want to show on the screen. That's all. If we go to Note screen, let me just see. So Note page. What happened? So we went to the localhost 3000 Note page. So the app got triggered and it searched for the route Note page and triggered the Note screen function, which just returned the HTML that we want to print on the screen. That's all. That's all we wanted to show. So we have two pages, the main page and the Note screen page, the Note page. Okay, that's all for this video. I just wanted to show you how we can make pagination in the React. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a beautiful day.